The trial of the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, NNAMDI KANU, resumed before the Federal High Court in Abuja on Wednesday, with the Department of State Services DSS alleging that he was responsible for widespread violence in the southeast region of the country. The security agency, through one of its operatives who testified as the fourth prosecution witness PW4 in the 7-count terrorism and treasonable felony charge the federal government preferred against Kanu, insisted that the defendants incited violence through various broadcasts he made on Radio Biafra. The witness, whose real name was shielded as he was only identified as PWDDD, testified behind a protective shield. He told the court that Kanu had, in his illegal radio broadcast, directed his followers to deal decisively with some targeted persons that included security agents. He alleged that in furtherance of the directive, between 170 and 200 security operatives were killed in the southeast. Led in evidence by federal government's lawyer, Chief Adeboyega Awomolo, SAN, the witness added that the defendant was responsible for the murder of a former presidential aide, Ahmad GULAK, by the IPOB, which he said heeded to his order. Giving an account of what transpired on the day GULAK, who was a former aide to ex-President Goodluck Jonathan, was killed on May 30, 2021 in Owerri, Imo State, the witness said he was among the first set of security agents that arrived at the scene of the incident. He told the court that he served in Imo State between 2019 and 2023, adding that it was his car that was used to evacuate GULAK's corpse. According to him, on the fateful day, there was a total breakdown of law and order as a result of a stay-at-home the defendants declared in one of his broadcasts. He told the court that later that day, his colleagues informed him that a prominent politician was killed around Obiagu, an information that led his team to rush to the spot. The witness said the divisional police officer, DPO, in the area told him that GULAK was in a hired cab when he was killed by some IPOB members. He said that the driver of the cab told him that they were heading to the airport from Owerri town when they saw a checkpoint mounted by men of the Nigerian Air Force who were preventing people from accessing the airport. He said the developments forced the driver to take an alternative route that took them into another checkpoint that was mounted by IPOB members. The witness said the driver revealed that the IPOB members ordered the three of them in the car to disembark and demanded to know their tribes. He said both of the driver and the GULAK introduced themselves as Igbo men. However, upon a command by the IPOB members, while the driver spoke the Igbo language, GULAK was not able to speak. He said it was at that point that the assailant asked GULAK to remove his cap, following which they saw a Muslim prayer mark on his forehead. He said immediately the IPOB members saw the prayer mark. One of them shouted, "He is one of them," and shot him dead. The witness further told the court that Kanu illegally smuggled radio transmitter into the country and hid it at Obolosiyuzo, Anambra State, in the premises of one Benjamin Madubugu. He said a team of engineers from the NBC were on November 9, 2015 sent to inspect the transmitter and wrote a report, after which it was moved to Abuja. A certified true copy of the provisional assessment of the radio transmitter report submitted by the NBC was tendered in evidence before the court. Meanwhile, the witness read from some publications of the Vanguard newspaper where it was reported that an arrested commander of the Eastern Security Network, ESN, the alleged armed wing of the IPOB, confessed to the activities of his group. He said the ESN member, identified as Uzoma Benjamin, aka Onyami, disclosed that Kanu have a directive that a deceased member of the group, Ikonso, should be buried with 2,000 human heads. The witness also read where they said Onyami claimed that his group used heads of 10 girls to prepare charms for their protection. He said the investigation revealed that the invasion of Owerri prison by IPOB members was directed by Kanu in one of his broadcasts for his followers to attack and kill security operatives of the federal government of Nigeria. He said police later told the DSS that Onyami escaped from its custody. Continuing, the witness told the court that when the DSS raided ESN hideout, we saw some ESN members, about 7, with human heads and some eating human flesh, which they said was for spiritual fortification. On how the ESN members operate, the witness described them as a combatant who carry arms and attacked homes of prominent individuals and traditional rulers in the region. He said because they lacked sufficient operational tools, they sometimes set up roadblocks, during which they hijacked vehicles for their operation. The witness identified some public property which he said IPOB and ESN members attacked and destroyed in the southeast, including police stations. Under cross-examination, the witness said he was not aware that the radio transmitter was legitimately brought into the country through a clearing agency. He insisted that there was no evidence that the embattled IPOB secured license to operate a radio station in the country. Justice Omotosho adjourned the further hearing in the matter till Thursday. That is 19th of June 2025. Summing up the court events that happened on the 18th of June 2025, IPOB has released a statement and he says, quotes, "Today's proceedings laid bare the comedy of errors that has become the federal government's case against NNAMDI KANU. IPOB concluded the statements by renewing its call for the immediate and unconditional release of NNAMDI KANU, insisting that this entire process is a political persecution anchored in illegality, impunity, and vengeance, not law." Meanwhile, a traditional ruler of Opi Ancient Kingdom in Nsukka local government area, Enugu State, Eze Igwe Williams Ezugu, had declared that President Bola Tinubu missed a historic opportunity to begin national healing by failing to release NNAMDI KANU on Democracy Day, June 12, 2025. The monarch, who is also the Secretary General of the Conference of Nigerian Political Parties, CNPP, said Tinubu's failure to act was a missed opportunity to demonstrate statesmanship and empathy. The statement by IPOB continued by saying that the government's witness, described as a self-identified law enforcement operatives, gave testimony that rested heavily on hearsay, uncorroborated newspaper clippings, and allegations lacking any investigative or evidentiary backbone. The group noted that the PWDDD relied on July 3, 2021 Vanguard newspaper article to claim that KANU had ordered someone to kill 2,000 people. He reportedly also alleged KANU authorized the attack on Owerri Correctional Facility, but admitted under cross-examination that he was neither present at the incident nor involved in any of the formal investigation of it. The presiding judge reportedly rejected the documents the prosecution attempted to attend the ruling that they were obtained without legal counsel being present with the defendant in violation of fair trial standards, IPOB said. Among the exhibits submitted by the prosecution was a report from the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, which IPOB noted simply stated that broadcasting transmitters require regulatory approval and that the equipment was intended for broadcasting. IPOB argued that such a statement is neither novel nor incriminating in any serious legal sense. Highlighting the defense's efforts, IPOB said its lead counsel, Dr. Onyechi Ikpeazu SAN, utterly dismantled the prosecution's case during cross-examination. PWDD allegedly admitted that no official report of this so-called investigation was filed in court and said it was in a drawer in his office instead. He also reportedly confirmed he had no personal knowledge of key individuals or events connected to the case. He never interviewed Uzoma Benjamin, aka Onyami. He never interviewed the Vanguard journalist who allegedly took Onyami's statement. He was not present at the Owerri police station or correctional center during the alleged attacks, the IPOB statement stated. The witness also reportedly admitted to not interviewing anyone linked to the killing of a former presidential aide, Ahmed GULAK, and to receiving no witness information related to it. When questioned about his reliance on newspaper reports, IPOB claimed he shockingly affirmed that he believes everything he reads in newspaper, but contradicted himself by dismissing a similar allegations involving Sunday Igboho published in the same outlet. Under pressure from the defense, PWDDD was allegedly made to read aloud a portion of the Vanguard article, which labeled Onyami's claims as mere allegations without proof. According to IPOB, the witness gave the evasive and incoherent answers throughout the session, prompting both the judge and the prosecution lead counsel, Chief Adeboyega Awomolo SAN, to intervene. The judge reportedly told the witness, "Answer the question put to you honestly, without needless explanation, and stop wasting my time." The witness replied that he would chastise himself without the need for the court to admonish him. Summon up the court's event, IPOB stated today's proceedings laid bare the comedy of errors that has become the federal government's case against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And those were the updates. We're back for more of these updates for the 19th of June 2025. Thanks for watching.